All right, everybody. Thank you for all coming, and I think you're going to enjoy tonight's presentation. We have a fellow that I'm sure that an awful lot of us know, or at least are aware of. But Jerry Coviels will be our instructor tonight. Jerry's been an accomplished fly tyer and a FFI Buszek Fly Tying Member Memorial Award recipient. He's a posted Fly Fishers International Fly Tying Group chairman. He is columnist for Fly Tyer Magazine and recognized by Fly Tyer Magazine as Master Fly Tying Instructor. He serves as the president and newsletter editor for the Delaware Valley Fly Fishers. He created fly tying learning documents for the FFI Learning Center, and develops fly tying workshops for members to learn how to tie flies. He has a YouTube channel, which is called Jerry's Fly Tying Tips. It has over 100 fly tying videos to teach how to tie flies. Jerry also teaches workshops at the FFI Fly Fishing Expo and many online fly tying workshops and presentations. Jerry hosts a monthly fly tying workshop on Zoom called Jerry's Fly Tying Tips Workshop and broadcasts on his Facebook page called Jerry's Fly Tying Tips. He is a demonstration fly tyer at the FFI Fly Fishing Expo, New Jersey Fly Fishing Show, and the International Fly Tying Symposium. And he's a pro member for the following: Solarez UV Resin, Ewing Feathers, and Norvice team member. He's a life member of Fly Fishers International and Trout Unlimited. So, Jerry, I'm going to spotlight you, and the floor is yours. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm happy to see so many people are interested in marrying feathers. This is a passion of mine. I really like doing it. I love the way they come out, and they are great to fish with, especially for brook trout in nice brook trout streams. They are very effective. And once you learn how to marry wings, this is like a forefront to learning how to marry wings for full dress salmon flies. The techniques are identical. Just with what I'm working with today is a wet fly, and I'm going to use the Paramecium Bell, which is a fly from Maine, on how to do it. But once you learn how to do it for wet flies, you could transfer this over to salmon flies. Let me just share a document that was actually in Fly Tyer Magazine, and the thing is how to marry wings is when you're taking two different colors and blending them together to form one wing. Classic Ray Bergman flies in the book Trout contain plates of many married wings. And today, a lot of the married wings are referred to as Ray Bergman style wet flies. They're beautiful, they catch fish, and it's a great technique to learn. What you need is matched paired wing. I'm using duck in this for this demonstration. But what you want to do is they're dyed. I buy mine dyed ahead. You want to come in next month and see Eric Austin. He'll do a whole talk on how to dye your own materials. I never got into it. I'll just buy them. I don't need to make any more of a mess than what I have been doing. When you're dealing with quill wings, the whole quill wing is the width of a quill wing is the gap thickness. So that's when you want to. So when I taught a class based on how to deal with quill wings, And this is not that much different, other than now you have a multiple colors married in together. But when you put them all together, they should be the thickness of the gap. So what I do is the Parmesan bell has 3 layers: white over red over white, and you need to split this into 3 equal sections. So I use a pair of engineering dividers, draftsman dividers. You don't have to go and do that. I mean, you can get these things rather cheap, but uh, I started off as an engineering student, and so I found a use for these dividers, and I quite think that they work better as taking bull sections than they do for draftsman work. So what I do is I divide that gap into 3 equal sections, and I start to do it. I'm going to try to show you doing this on how to marry them, but just give you an overview by putting them together, zipping them together. It's like a Ziploc bag, a zipper, and you just repeat this. So, and as you see, they will be the thickness of the gap. So this is the Parmesan bell. I'm going to use a wet fly hook. I'm going to use a size 10. My thread's going to be a black 6/0. My tail, I'm just going to use red and white hackle fibers mixed. Body is going to be a gold floss. Rib is a flat tinsel fine. And the hackle, soft rooster or hen, mixed. And the wing will be red over white over red over white. So we'll get that started now. So I'll stop sharing. And let me go over to the live camera and just my background. None. Okay. So you can see I have wings already set up. Unfortunately, my terminal is in back of me, so I really can't see what I'm doing, other than hopefully I'm doing it right. So, as I said, I take my dividers, I measure them for the gap, and then what I do is I'll take a third of the gap. I'll run it through. Let me get my scissors. These nice sharp, razor sharp scissors that Cone puts out. And I would take them, each fiber, so I'd have all my fibers already cut, for example, like this. Let me get these out of the way. And I would place them all together to get ready to build the wing. So I hold it in my hand, my thumb and index finger, and now I'll get the red, which is in the middle. Line up the tips, just lay it on top. Hold them in place, and then stroke them so that they'll lock into place. And they zip and they'll become one wing. I'll do the same with the next white one. lay it on top and stroke. Sometimes I'll stroke down, then stroke up so that all the fibers will line up and become locked. So that's how I get the wing, and then I get them ready for tying. So my wings are ready. I usually like to have my wings created already, so that all I have to do is just pick them up and start tying with. So if I have half a dozen flies, I'll have half a dozen wings already created. So let me swap over to the vise. My thread out.
Hey, Jerry, did you want to mention about rights married to rights and lefts to lefts?
Yeah, I kind of missed that. What it is, so these are matched pairs. Okay. So what you do is, these are the left-hand side. Let me swatch over.
Jerry, your camera is on the vise.
Yeah, I switched up. I just said I'm getting ready to switch over. So I have, here's my left side of the wings. They're the ones that I marry for the left side, the left wing, the outer wing. And these are the right side. And I married them for the side that's going to be closer to me when I tie. So this side, actually I'm wrong. This side I twist over. This will be on the far side. So this grouping is on the far side of the hook. And this is on the near side. Okay? And then I make sure that they are paired with each other. Because when I go to pick them up, I'm just going to place them right onto the hook. This side here to the far side, this side to the near side. So that when I get the curve, they curve into each other. That to the vise. Any questions? Don't be afraid to ask, please. Just getting the thread on the hook. Bring my thread to the bend. Now I'm going to add the red and white hackle that I cut from neck feathers. Measure it to be about the length of the shank of the hook. When you mix them, just crush them in, rotate in your thumb and index finger, roll them. Any long ones I'm going to take out. Please excuse me. I have I have to schedule a cataract surgery coming up. So things are a little blurry in my eyes. Not 100% anymore. Put this at the bend of the hook. I'll tie in the tinsel for the ribbon. Okay. Since I have it's going to be gold, I'm going to tie the silver out, and I'll explain why I do this. So the silver is showing, but when I tie this in, I can't see too well. When I go to wrap, body's going to go over the top and under, but the tinsel, the ribbing is going to go under, counter wrapping it. So by doing that, putting the silver facing me, the gold will show up. Let me get that into there. Let me set up the body. One of the things with flush, you really got to make sure you don't have any burrs or anything on your fingers. So, or else it'll fray. Now I'm going to go down the shank to the bend, then come back so that it covers everything. Normally, I would tie this with a white thread in the beginning so that it doesn't come through the body. But just to save time, I'm doing everything with the black thread. But coming back over it will cover most of this. I'll be taking this fishing this weekend anyway. Thing is with the ribbing, you want to make it nice and even spacing. So I like to use hen a lot for the hackling. This takes a red and white hackle mixed. I like to at least hold my hackle. By running it through with my thumb and index finger, pulling it through. I'll do the same with the red. Gonna tie these in by the tip. Like this. This would be very easy for me back a couple of months ago. All right, so that is way too long, but I'll get it done. So now, just get my wings straightened out. All right, so the first wing, hold it against. You don't want the tips to go way past the bend of the hook. Match it up, tip to tip. Pinch method, but let the bobbin, the weight of the bobbin, start to crush it. So put it between your fingers, let the bobbin's weight hold it down, then lock it in. And then pull and stroke. And it should take care of that. And build the head. Touch it with the head. hackle is a little too much for the hackle. So that's the first way of getting that wing set up. As I run over it. All righty, let me get back. Any questions? I mean, I'm sorry, it's getting worse for me now. But I just, the important thing is how to marry that wing together. That's the most important part. It doesn't always have to be duck to duck or goose to goose. I have done it with duck to goose. It works. It does work, but it's better when they're both the same species. Okay. Hopefully, the next time I do one, I can see better.
You did fine. I have a question for you, Jerry.
Sure, go ahead.
Um, this just before Christmas, I was trying to put together a Christmas fly, and I was trying to do married wings on it. I was using turkey feathers, not the turkey quill biot feathers, but just a regular turkey feather. And I had red, white, and green, and I could
Right.
marry the red and the white with no problem. But for the life of me, that green would not stick. No matter where I put it, it would not marry up.
And they were all the
And I'm
same,
just
right?
curious if you have any ideas.
Sometimes
Exactly the same. Yep.
sometimes I'm going to tell you right now. Sometimes just get another feather. That
I tried several.
and it wouldn't do it, huh?
Nope.
Wow.
Just,
I like to use goose shoulder when I do bigger flies. Goose shoulder really works well. Were you using like this for a wet fly, or were you trying to go a little larger? Like he's breaking up.
Yeah, yeah, he's breaking up. He was trying to make a Christmas fly, so I don't know what size he was making. I know he brought it up in one other meeting.
Yeah,
yeah, it was
you know,
like a number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Sometimes were all the feathers identical? That's another issue.
Yep.
Oh, that is weird.
Yep.
what you have to remember is you got to measure or make rights to rights and lefts to lefts, because if you mix them up,
They don't match. They don't.
they won't stick together. And then the other thing
Yeah.
is whoever does the dye job, if you boil the feathers, you can ruin those little zippers, and no matter what you do, it won't work.
Hey Al, have you ever tried, or Jim, have you ever tried like steaming them first?
Do what?
Steam them to get the wrinkles out,
Yeah,
and then dry them.
yeah.
Rick, there was one other thing here, that some turkey has reverse curve. In other words, the edge of the feather curves up rather
Mhm.
than down. And that can present a problem as well. So if that green feather had reverse curve, it's a lot tougher to marry.
Okay. And they
you
weren't
ever-
very good quality feathers.
Sometimes just for like 2-0 salmon, I take white turkey tail that's been dyed. And there are times that if it doesn't marry the way you did, I kind of like turn the feather upside down so that the curve forces it.
Oh, interesting idea.
I mean, I try everything. I mean, sometimes laying them like this doesn't work. So I end up taking one and go like this, and then it'll, curve the way I want it to. I just try everything, every little way I can.
I think I did. I was
But
so frustrated with that thing.
Rick, I personally like for bigger flies, goose shoulder or white turkey tail that is dyed. Those are like my
I'll try
favorite.
that. I'll try
That's
that.
not easy to find, the white turkey tails. They're getting harder and harder to find.
Bill? Bill's a feather guy. You gotta.
I mean, I
you
got
gotta
plenty of
quest.
pheasant wings and other kinds of wings I'm slowly building up, but
that Rick, that's and Jim, you jump in on this. Sometimes with salmon flies, they're not all the same species.
Mhm.
You end up with, it used to be swan, but goose or turkey, whites dyed. Then you end up throwing in peacock herl, peacock wing. Then you end up throwing in a turkey wing. So you got multiple species that
Yeah,
you're trying to marry, and those are different thicknesses too.
yeah, and then you'll find out if you try to do a golden pheasant, it doesn't marry worth a damn. They always split apart, and so you go
That's-
spend a lot of money on an Amgold, which works.
or you marry it to bustard.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
bustard is one of
Yeah.
the best things. A single fiber of bustard between those two
Yeah.
colors, that if that really can help in getting that wing put together and hold together.
Ah,
Could
You
you
might know the
address
license.
how to read a recipe to determine the sequence of marrying? See, I always like these, and this is from Mike Stewart. Mike, when I bring up a for example, a Jock Scott, they come up with the first one, the first color, the second color. As you read it, it's, if I remember right, it's goes down the line exactly the way you read it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's in that direction.
Which one would be closer to the shank?
The bottom, the last one that they mention is the one that would be the one closest to the shank. That's usually how I've always interpreted it. Or I'll tell you right now, or I look at a photograph of it and determine it that way. Sometimes people just don't write it down right, and I'll look at a photograph and determine it that way. I don't have the book readily available, but Jorgensen's book is a really good example, because not only does he give you the definition of the fly, but he gives you a picture of it. And who was the other one from Canada? Alcott. He has a great book too. And but what I like is that they have the color scheme with the example. Let's see if I can find something.
Ron Alcott is from
Thank you. That's it.
Massachusetts.
He puts a great book together.
is this the one?
Hold on.
Here, let me spotlight myself here.
Yeah, spot it. I can't read it. Go ahead.
Add spotlight. There we go. I didn't.
That's
There it went.
that one is not the one I'm thinking of. He has one called
Atlantic Salmon Fly.
Atlantic Salmon Fly. He
Oh, I
does.
got, okay. I
That's
don't
a
have that
really,
written here.
that's how I learned. He did a really great job there. Plus, I kind of was lucky that he was close by when I lived in New Jersey. You know,
There's the
2
one.
hours.
There's the one for Paul Jurgensen and his salmon flies.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one. That is a great book.
Yeah.
And like you could see it,
Yeah, you can see there where
he's got the colors. And open it up to the Jock Scott. This way we could understand the sequence of events.
PG,
Yeah, I've got that one out in my library outside.
See? You could see the coloring.
You want to bring just Jim in?
Yeah, there you go, Jim. Go ahead.
Yeah.
As you can see, when you look at there, you look at the colors here, and then go back to look at the recipe.
yeah, and when you, let's see. He's got the wing recipe. Built married strands of peacock wing, yellow, scarlet, and blue swan, speckled bustard, florican bustard, and golden pheasant tail, on the outside of which are narrow married strips of teal and black barred wood duck, wide strips of brown mallard each side, enveloping the upper edge as a sheath.
Right. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the coloring, what you just read, Paul, top to bottom is exactly how it would be tied on the hook, top to bottom, in that order. Does that help, Mike? And then
Yeah,
then we what, Mike?
yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. The other thing is,
It's just that sometimes when you read older books, you don't have the
Oh my
advantage of having a
God.
photograph.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I always read it like when I saw the books, I always read them from top to bottom, and that's the order that they would go on the hook too.
I don't think that that's a rule. You
It's probably
can
not.
you can do pretty much what you want with the materials as they're listed. As a matter of fact, in some mixed wing flies, the wood duck pair, the wood duck teal pair is not on the outside at all. It's married right in with the rest of the wing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
You'll find different, especially when you get into some of the, well, like for instance, switching to feathers sections like that, where
Right.
you then take the, and there you can see putting those wedges together and then going over it with a toothbrush, it mixes them all together. Makes
It's
a beautiful
amazing.
wing. That's a Canadian black dose. And when I've done the wings, whatever, like you mentioned, Jerry, you go to the picture and okay, you figure that's done right. But I usually start with large, when you're marrying sections, it's hard to, you cut a wider section than you need, and you put the two together, and then with your needle, you peel off.
One fiber at a time.
Yeah, and then you put the other one
Yeah.
on, and then at the end you come down below and cut the bottom off the way you want it.
Neil goes, do you know how many barbs go in each color of the wing? And this is what we were just saying. We end up like guesstimating, and then as we start holding them up, we start peeling off a fiber at a time.
Yeah.
So what we try to do is like when I was trying to say with the Parmesan bell, there's three of them, three colors, and the wing on a wet fly is the same thickness as the gap of the hook. So I try to break that down into thirds. So I'm not going by counting how many quills are in each one. I'm taking a divider, and I take my divider and I bring it down to a third of what that wing is, and then take them out, lay all the materials out, and then lay it on top of each other. So in some cases, depending on if it's goose or duck, goose might be only 2 or 3 fibers, quills, while duck could be 5. It just depends on the species of the bird.
Yeah. Yeah, and quite often there's been some general thoughts where you go from dark on the top to the lighter colors down below. And that isn't always the case though. And when you get into the Irish patterns, it's whatever the heck you want to put together.
Neil, did that help?
Very interesting.
When it comes, see, there's not, wet flies, Ray Bergman style wet flies are pretty much listed. When you start getting into these salmon flies, whether they be the Victorian, full dressed, there are so many ways to go. But it comes down to it's a work of art. I don't know anybody that wants to throw a full dress Jock Scott into the Salmon River to go salmon fishing, because I sure wouldn't. Nor would I take it across the pond to go fishing over there. Those things are they're beautiful in frames.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's
Alcott, he likes to make very large upswing full dressed.
yes,
And Jorgensen, he liked to have down low and swooping.
right.
So you'll have different styles, and when you start getting 22, 24 fibers in a wing, you're lucky if you can get them compressed so that they don't,
You don't want this to happen.
They'll
And that's-
pop right up.
And that's why I end up telling people
Explode.
holding the quill wing and letting the weight of the bobbin come down, so that doesn't do that. I mean, it's just something that I like. I've learned with quill wings, you don't want to crush them on your first two passes of thread torquing. You want the weight of the bobbin to gradually compress.
Yep. And until I took your class at the expo, I never knew that, and I always struggled with them dang things before. And since I saw that, they're simple to put on.
And it works for the quill wings for dry flies. When you have this sticking up, your wet flies, and then the hybrid, the Henryville Special that flares out. As long as you don't crush the wing, they'll set perfectly on top of a hook. So let the weight of the bobbin do the work.
Huh. Very interesting.
Anybody else? Was this worth it for anybody?
We got some time. Got some questions?
You mentioned the weight of the bobbin. That's one reason why I make my bobbins heavier.
Exactly. And I'm going to give with the Norvise, their bobbins are aluminum and they're not as heavy. They're auto bobbins. And I tried to talk to Tim about increasing weight. And because they are auto bobbins, that they have adjustable tension, because you put too much weight on the spool won't work correctly. So it's a little bit of a thing I didn't like, but I've learned to use it and make it work. You learn to work with the tools. And I do like the auto bobbin. It just makes the life a little easier for me. I don't have to screw the thread back up again.
I wouldn't be without mine.
Yeah, it's a pretty good tool.
Yep. Those of you that haven't used the Norvise system, if you get a chance, you should try it at least one time with the auto bottom and bobbin and the vise, because it's enlightening. There's no doubt about it. It's a good system.
It's a learning curve. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There is a learning curve. Once you get past that, it's fine. And I've tied on many vices, and the only important thing to me is as long as I can hold the hook. That is the most important part. The second most important part is me being able to get my fat fingers at the bend of the hook so I can put a tail on a Catskill dry fly to be straight. That's a good one, Neil. There's a fly in the gold. I have it. in the gold award. All right. And also the Parmesan Bell is also known for a married tail. Let me put that in the vise and show you.
Oh, the trout fin?
Yeah.
While you're looking there, Jerry, that picture in the background looks like $3 bridge. Is that possible?
It is. It is. I switched it out.
Oh, okay.
Looks like the Maclay Bridge going over the Bitterroot River.
That's $3 bridge. That's one of my favorite places. So here's the trout fin. And it has a married tail. And if you look at it, glasses, and I'll get the dividers. The married tail is in the same color scheme as the wing. But if you look, this wing is the gap. This is half the gap. All right. Neil, does that help? When you say treat, are you talking? I've never used cement. I've never treated it. This is exactly natural. All right.
I know some people will take some Dave's Flex cement and they'll go on the back side of the wing, but you end up with that's to keep them from splitting. But again, it's more of a show thing, and you end up with glue all over the place. And if you try to use your fingers to hold them on there, you end up with crap.
No, I want that to. I have fished the Parmesan Bell, and the wing has stayed pretty good as long as they fished it and mangle it. But when I've caught brook trout in the corner all the time, no problems. The wing has stayed, and
Yeah.
I don't treat them.
And you can stroke them back pretty good.
They broke.
Yeah.
It's like a zipper.
Yeah.
The problem is if you put glue on the back of the wing or spray fixative on the back is another trick. The problem is when you fish that fly, there's going to come a time where that wing isn't married anymore, and you can marry it right back together, but you can't if you've put glue on it.
No, they're done.
And it's real hard to compress the wing when you put glue on and let it dry.
One question was from Rocky. He knows salmon fly tyers who use weighted bobbins with weights placed in the spools. I never heard of it. I wish I did.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
That's what
I
do
think
too. Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yep.
Use finesse weights from
Yep.
Coviels. They're 3/8
Yep.
of an ounce. You can get them different sizes. They're approximate diameter of an inside of a spool. I mean,
Yep.
I've got one right here that sits always on my bench.
I've learned something today. That's good. I like that, but unfortunately, they'll probably screw up the auto bobbin. But I using a right bobbin or
Any other questions for Jerry?
I'll gladly do another one of these as long as once my eyes are complete.
With the
Yeah,
surgery.
Jerry, you're
One of-
welcome anytime.
Any other questions about food, cooking, gardening, tie flying?
Fly tying. All right. I'm going to remove the spotlight. Jerry, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks, Jerry.
I appreciate
you're
it very,
welcome.
very much. So, just one couple things here real quick. I don't know how long it's going to take for this to come up. This thing is running so slow.
It is.
It's working.
Getting it.
There
it
we
comes.
go. We got something.
Okay. This is my recruiting poster. So if you're not a member of FFI, we'd love to have you. You can go to www.flyfisherinternational.org. And while you're there, join the fly tying group as well. And you can all do it in one felt swoop. And then copies of the videos are on the FFI YouTube channel, and you can see the channel deal there. And if you need it, send me an email and I'll send it to you. Anyway, I've just finished the first video for this year, and I'm about to put it up on the YouTube channel as soon as Rhonda gives me the okie dokie. So those will be up, and I'm a little slow on editing, but I'm learning. But as I get them done, they'll be going up on the website, so you can review everything we've done this year so far, and the ones in the future as well. And then the last thing is, next Fly Tying Technique program is March 4th, 2025. My friend, Mr. Eric Austin, will be our guest speaker, our instructor, and he's going to talk about fly tying materials, which can be fun, can be frustrating, but it's always productive, if nothing else.
And a mess.
Eric and I have talked a little bit, so he's going to teach you the right way to do it, not the way that I do it. So
Yeah,
with that,
Gonna do deer hair and bucktail.
Okay.
But,
oh, you are okay.
so, and we'll talk about you know, ordinary elk and so forth as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. You gonna talk about
So-
birds too? You know, like pheasant rump and stuff, Eric, or not?
Yeah,
talk about it.
absolutely. Although not specifically, but anything. Feathers are feathers.
So, thanks, Eric.
So it'll be a good session. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And
Mhm.
I've been doing it a while, but I've never used the acid dyes, and I think that's what Eric's going to be teaching us. Okay. Be a great session. There's no doubt about it. So if anybody else has any questions or comments, if not, thank you, Jerry. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks with Mr. Eric Austin. Good night, all.